Title: He was born knowing the end. Once, in a quiet village nestled between rolling green hills, there lived a boy named Eli. From the moment he took his first breath, Eli was different. He was born knowing the end. Not just his own, but the end of everything. Every life, every story, every moment yet to come. His parents were terrified when he spoke his first words, not as a child's babble, but as a prophecy. "The river will rise," he whispered, and 3 days later the rains came, flooding the valley. The villagers did not know what to make of Eli. Some feared him. Others sought him out, desperate to know their futures. But Eli carried his knowledge like a heavy stone in his chest. He saw endings everywhere. The baker's daughter would fall from a tree. The blacksmith's forge would burn down. The old shepherd would not live to see winter. He tried to warn them, but no one could change what was meant to be. One day, a traveling scholar named Mara came to the village. She had heard whispers of the boy who knew the end. Unlike the others, she did not ask for her future. Instead, she sat with Eli under the great oak tree and asked, "Does knowing the end make the beginning hurt less?" Eli looked at her with tired eyes. "No," he said. "It makes the middle hurt more." Mara nodded. "Then why do you keep telling people what will happen if it only brings them pain?" Eli had never thought of it that way. He had always believed that knowing the end was a curse he had to share. But Mara made him wonder, what if some things were better left unknown? That night, Eli dreamed of a great storm. He saw the village swallowed by wind and rain, houses crumbling, people running. He saw Mara standing in the square, her arms outstretched as if to stop it. When he woke, his heart raced. He had never seen an ending so soon. The storm would come in 2 days. He ran to the village elders and told them. They scoffed. "The skies are clear, boy. You speak nonsense." Desperate, he went to Mara. "You have to leave," he begged. "The storm, it will destroy everything." Mara studied his face. "And if I leave, will that change the storm? Will it spare the village?" Eli hesitated. "No, the storm will come no matter what. Then why run?" Mara asked. "If the end is certain, then the only thing we can change is how we face it." Eli did not understand. How could she be so calm? But Mara only smiled. "You've spent your life seeing the end, Eli, but life isn't about the ending. It's about the moments in between." The next day, Mara gathered the villagers in the square. She did not speak of the storm. Instead, she told stories, tales of love and laughter, of courage and kindness. At first, the people were confused, but slowly they relaxed. Children played, friends shared bread, and for the first time in a long while, the village felt warm. Eli watched, his heart heavy. He knew what was coming. But as he listened to Mara's voice, he realized something. He had spent so long seeing endings that he had forgotten to live. That night, the winds began to howl. The storm came as Eli had foreseen. The villagers huddled together, frightened but not broken. And Mara? She stood in the square, just as in Eli's dream, but she was not trying to stop the storm. She was singing. The village was damaged, but not destroyed. And when the storm passed, the people did not weep. They rebuilt. They helped one another. And Eli, for the first time, he did not see the end. He saw a beginning. Years later, when Mara was old and gray, she asked Eli, "Do you still see the end?" Eli shook his head. "Not always. And when I do, it doesn't frighten me anymore." Mara smiled. "That's because you've learned the secret. The end is just another story. But the best part is always the telling." And so, Eli lived, not as a boy who knew the end, but as a man who cherished the middle. And that made all the difference. The end